going to give you a practical example of why I think you should go for a multifamily than a single family. If you're to buy a single family, you're required to put down 20 to 25% down for you to get that property. But for a multifamily, the same thing, 25 to 30% down. Now you look at it as if it's a lot of money. If it's a $500,000 unit for a single family and I'm required to put down 125, you might look at it that it's a lot of money versus the money I'm putting down for a $5 million property at the same 1.250 or more if it's at 30%. You might look at it that it's that way. But the difference with that is that for this multifamily, I can decide to do a JV with some group of people and raise the entire 1.250 and close on the deal. I can decide to put down 50,000 or even nothing for me to close on that deal. But for the single family, I will have to bring down that money to close on that deal. Except you're doing a fix and flip and you're taking somebody's money, you're flipping it and you are paying back the money in a short time. But if you intend to do for a long lease, most times what people do is they put down their down payment from out of pocket for them to do that. So multifamily gives you real opportunity to use other people's money to close on your deal and to own assets. Whereas single family might not be that easy for you to get people that will be interested in raising your down payment to close on a rental property for a single family. One, because the profit is small. But for a multifamily, people might be interested in doing that because they know that they can make good returns. That is if the deal is good. So that's the difference. So another reason why I think you should do multifamily is, aside from the down payment, having the ability for you to use other people's money in doing the business for a multifamily versus a single family is, one, it's scalable. I remember when I started, I owned about 50 single family. It was very difficult because they were located in 5 different states. One was in somewhere in California, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania. It was hell. Different policies in different states. I was managing them myself. I couldn't get a property manager to manage them because, one, it was not making so much for me to engage a property management, and that became a nightmare. The bookkeeping was a nightmare. Yes, I got a property management application to use, but it was not easy for me to manage different properties in different states, monitoring when I need to file taxes on them or file state tax on them, different things. It was awful. So those are the issues you might have with having to do a single family. But a multifamily, if I decide that I want to get 100 units or 100 doors of multifamily, they will be located in one place. And in that way, I am able to get a property manager to come manage the property. And whereas all I need to do is to ensure that they are following my business plan and they are managing it. Whereas for a single family, the property cannot afford for me to get a property manager to manage it. I will have to self-manage it. And imagine me trying to scale by buying more and more of a single family property. That would be a nightmare because I might not even have any property manager to do it. But for a multifamily, the more I even increase the number of units, the more I even get property management companies that can help me manage it. So aside from being able to use other people's money and also being able to have a property management company help you manage it and free you up from the unnecessary stress, another thing about it is that multifamily is based on performance. So if I'm to run a multifamily business, it's based on performance versus a single family. The thing about single family is that it is based on comparables. So imagine if I want to refinance a single family or I want to buy it, there will be an appraiser that will come in and take the comps of different similar properties in that area, and based on that, it will determine the value of my property. But for multifamily, the value of that property is highly based on the performance. That is, if I'm able to properly manage the property, that is, increasing the rent of it and reducing the vacancies, that will help the value of the property. So a multifamily will strive if there's a proper sponsor or a proper asset management team or a proper owner that's able to manage the property. For a single family, no matter how I'm able to improve it or do what I need to do, it's not going to go above the value of properties in that market. So that is a major difference. Another difference why you should be investing in multifamily is because of a vacancy in a multifamily will necessarily not break the deal. But for a single family, imagine your tenant leaving. It can mess up the entire thing. You might need to start paying out of pocket for you to take care of your bills on that that property. So one vacancy here might not affect the multifamily, but a vacancy here would definitely affect this one. And besides that, I'll give you a story about a property that we bought in California, a single family, 1.2 million, and we got a tenant that was paying us $5,800, and the mortgage on that property was $5,400. That means we were profiting $400 monthly on that property. It looked like it was enough, it's passive income and all that, but guess what? The moment the tenant went, we went in and the property needed to be renovated. We ended up spending, I think, about $15,000 on that property for renovation. 400 times 12, and what we spent during the renovation. So invariably we lost on that deal because we didn't make profit throughout 1 year. Rather, we even paid out of pocket to even do some expenses. But for multifamily, the beautiful thing about it is that at the point of when you are buying it, during the acquisition period of that property, during your underwriting, you make provision for capex repairs, and you also make provisions, not just the capex repair, for reserves. When you go in, you already have a business. That is if you did your due diligence properly, because the due diligence process is for you to identify the issues on the property, the opportunities on the property, and the things you intend to change or repair or replace. That's the period for you to identify those things. So with a proper due diligence, you will know the amount that you need to have for capex, and you also know the amount that you need to have for reserve. So if you have those things and you've done them at the beginning properly, because I always say this, you get money when you buy. When you are able to do the right thing at the beginning with multifamily, that is reserving the money for repairs and reserves, when repairs or all these issues arise, you take from those accounts and fund the repair and fund any contingency. With little vacancy on that property, it's not going to affect your productivity as much as how it's going to affect a single family. So this is why I think you should start investing in multifamily, because invariably you will be making profit if you perform very well. Another reason why I think you should invest in multifamily is because, one, it's very scalable. You can scale with it. That is, I can decide to buy 100 units or 200 units. After I close, I can decide to go get another one. So invariably, I've been able to gather 100 units instead of the very slow process I went through by getting single family. You know, single family, you'll be getting them one after the other, or you might be closing multiple deals at the same time. But you really don't need to do that. With just one closing, you can just close on 100 units or more, or even 70 units or more, just with just one closing. You don't need to close on multiple deals for you to say you have a portfolio in the real estate industry. Multifamily is where I wish everyone can be in, or you can start investing in, because it gives you a lot of benefits, not limited to everything I've mentioned. It gives you a lot of benefits that you can even imagine. Other benefits that you can get from multifamily is you can get cash flow, you can get appreciation, you can get bonus depreciation and all that. And this is why I think everyone should start investing in multifamily. I look forward to seeing you.